welcome or welcome back to my channel, Being Louisa. So today's video was requested by Katie. Hey Katie. And it was to do my perspective of midwifery then and now. She came up with this cool idea for me to do it before I started the degree, now that I've been on my midwifery degree for a year, then do it again at the end of my second year and then again at the end of my third year. However, she only suggested this about a week ago, but what I'm going to do is do a 2-in-1 for this video. So I'm going to do my perspective of midwifery then, so before I started the degree, and then now that I'm almost finished my first year, which is so mind-blowing. Like, we had our last day at uni yesterday, but when this video is probably going to be uploaded, it will be a week ago. But yeah, so it's like mad. Like, we have 2 weeks study leave and then 5 weeks on placement, and then we're done for first year, and it's like such a mind-blown situation. But anyway, so my perspective on midwifery before starting was different but similar to how it is now. I was very much a person who was an advocate for as natural as possible, but that's personally for me. For most women, I think I was thinking, I've always thought home births were ideal ever since I was in my early teenage years, because one of my cousins was born at home, and that whole experience was just such an eye-opener and such a cool thing. And then also Jessica from Jess Fam, who I've watched for, I can't believe, over 8 years now, because Lilia is 8. How mental. I've watched Jessica for over 8 years, and she had 2 home births as well, so she also introduced that quite early on in my life, like home birth. And imagine, like, she lives in America, so home births in America, people thought she was crazy, okay, doing that, especially because she was young. People thought she was crazy. I really admired that. Like, she really inspired me, and then also my uncle's partner as well inspired me. So I've always kind of thought home births if you can do it. If you can't, birth centers, and then if so, then no, like labor ward, of course. Like, that's like the obvious progression. In my eyes, that's what it was. I was very much that all natural kind of girl. I very much believed in community birthing, in the sense of I was very attracted to indigenous cultures and how they saw pregnancy and birth, and very much like a lot of tribal cultures, and how it is very much of women birthed in a community. Like, back in the day, it was community birthing, that it was just traditions and showing love on that new life coming into this world. And when a woman was giving birth, it wasn't just like her and her partner, or her partner and her parent, or just her and her parent. It was her and this whole community full of women supporting her and encouraging her and reminding her how powerful and beautiful her body is. And that was very much what I used to call holistic, and what I used to call like ideal, having that love around you. And I should have researched what it was called, but there was this thing that I think some people still do it now, and I know it's definitely related to indigenous tribes in America, but it's this thing that happens when you're pregnant. It's not like a baby shower, but it's kind of like a baby shower. It's like, instead of a baby shower, they have this thing where, and it's like I want to call it like a doula circle, but it's not. Like, they have this thing where, as a pregnant lady, they shower her and they like put praises over her and they pray over her, and they just remind her how like amazing and beautiful her body is and how it was built to do this. And they just do all these really cool things to kind of celebrate her and the baby and the new life that's about to happen. I just thought it was really cool. That was something I was really intrigued by. That was definitely something like my ideal. And also, because I don't really plan on living in London for the rest of my life, I did a lot of research on midwifery in other countries, and so I had the kind of like that perspective of midwifery. I didn't really do a whole lot of research on midwifery here in the UK. Like, I did a bit, and then I kind of just realized, like, every problem that there is in the NHS is the same in midwifery, and so I kind of got a bit depressed. So I just continued doing research in other countries, and I just liked seeing that different experiences in birth and pregnancy seen through the eyes of different people. So that was very much my perspective of midwifery then. My perspective of midwifery now is, it's different, but they say, like, at my core, like at my very core being, I want all those things that I mentioned before. I want them for myself, but my thoughts on other things have changed. So I still feel like home births are awesome, but I feel like for a first-time parent or someone who is kind of anxious, giving birth in a birth center would be like the best possible alternative. Like, research has been showing giving birth at home isn't that dangerous. It holds the same amount of risk as giving birth in the hospital. it is as safe as giving birth in hospital for second time or third time parents, like, you know, subsequent pregnancies. For first time parents, it is slightly a bit more riskier, so it's not as safe. However, when I say slightly, it's literally by like 0 point something. It's so marginal that it's kind of ridiculous, but everyone's just like, oh, but it's so much more risky. Like, no, okay? But I get that attitudes have changed in the last 60 years or 60, 70 years, when home birth was like the normal thing, even birth in hospital was weird, and now it's like the opposite way around. I get that, but I feel like people of this generation have definitely forgotten / haven't been told the beauty and power of our bodies. Like, it's amazing what our bodies can do. Even when I watched women give birth with epidurals, it's like they don't realize what their body is doing and what their body is capable of doing because they're so drugged up. If your body can do that with an epidural, your body can do that without epidural. I get, like, obviously it's pain, but you've got to believe in yourself and believe in your body that you can do this and it will be okay and your body will make it work. But yeah, but I get it, like, some women, they just can't, they do mentally put themselves so much that they can't do it without an epidural or without help. I definitely see that a lot more now. And then also I've seen in midwifery much more clinical, and I know people say, I've heard midwives say, like, it doesn't have to be clinical giving birth on a labour and delivery ward, but it is. It so is. Like, I don't know if I told you guys this, but from working in the home birth centre first for about a month and then going to labour and delivery ward, I swear to you, it was a culture shock. I was in that first like 2 hours, I saw so many drugs. Like, I saw more drugs being drawn up and administered than I did in the 4 week on birth center, and on birth center they give like pethidine or paracetamol. Like, it's crazy. It's, I know they try and make it as least clinical as possible, but it's just clinical. Like, you've got medical equipment out, you've got drip stands, you've got beeping noises when the drips are finished, you've got the continuous monitoring with the CTGs, you've got all these things, and it's just, it is clinical. It's not as bad, I guess, as I kind of hyped myself up to think it would be before I started, but it is there. And like typical NHS problems, understaffed, you have midwives talking about how much they're made to do, but then again, you get those 1 or 2 midwives that really show you what you are all about and what you want to do and see and be that progress of change. I cannot tell you enough how much my community midwife mentor really kind of embodies a lot of what I see and a lot of what I want to do. Like, the way that she works, the way that she does things, the way that she doesn't care if she's going way over the 20 minutes allotted for her appointments, because she wants to get to know that person, because she wants to make sure that she's not missing something out. She is like goals, okay? She is like, that's what I want to work towards, because that's exactly those things that I care about. But yeah, so you get a few of them. Like, I've been lucky enough to have her and have other people who tell me the truth and tell me things and like give hope to midwifery and how it can continue. Like, it can get better. Like, continuity of care is something I care about so much. So that's having the same midwife through pregnancy, birth, and then postnatally. That's something I care about a lot, and they are trying to bring that back, but it's a long way to go still, and I don't know if this even answered the question. I feel like I'm just babbling. So I hope this was interesting, especially for those of you who are starting in September. And in the meantime, guys, keep on being you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below with any questions or suggestions, and don't forget to subscribe to get weekly updates. Bye y'all.